Hi, it's Ben from My Cycling Coach. I hope you're well and that you're having a great day. So I've been speaking to a few riders recently and they've been explaining to me how they would love to improve their PB time on their local hill climb or a particular segment that they ride quite frequently as part of their group and club rides before the winter does really set in. And I've asked them sort of what have they been doing to try and improve this time recently, and they've said sort of all summer, every time that they've got to this climb or particular segment, they've just been going all out, putting an all-out effort in, riding as hard as they can. And this has got them to a certain point, but they've now sort of noticed that they're really struggling to shave any time off the PB now, and that they have really hit a plateau. So you may have a climb or a segment that you want to improve also before the winter sets in. So this week I thought I would do 3 tips on how you can really achieve that PB before the winter sets in. Now the first tip today then is to try to incorporate some VO2 intervals into your training and riding, as this is what is really going to allow you to improve that top end fitness and the body's ability to utilize oxygen at those higher intensities, which is absolutely crucial to really allow you to put out more power, ride at a higher intensity and increase that speed when you are doing these climbs or segments. So VO2 intervals themselves means that you want to be riding at an intensity of 106 to 120% of your functional threshold power, or FTP. If you don't ride with power on the road or indoors, then you can also achieve this intensity by riding at 106% or above of your threshold heart rate as well. So they're the intensities that you really want to be focusing on, and how you will track the session there and really structure the intervals to make sure that you are accumulating that time at the right intensity to get those adaptations. The interval lengths then want to be between 3 to 8 minutes in length, and the exact length of the interval will depend on maybe the length of the climb or segment time that you are trying to improve. So if it's a more shorter, punchier climb or segment, then you probably want to be down in the sort of lower end of that range. If it's a longer segment, longer climb, maybe 8 minutes or over, then you want to be closer to maybe the 6 to 8 minutes when you're doing your VO2 intervals, as that's just going to put that bit of specificity in there to the segment time that you're trying to improve. So that's the intensity, the duration. I would then build out a bit of a plan or a periodized sort of structure over a 3 to 4 week period. During the first week, I would start with doing 3 to 4 intervals as part of the session. And then as you work through that sort of 3 to 4 week block, I would then add an interval each week, just to make sure that you are getting that progressive overload and really maximizing those adaptations as you work through. So first week, maybe if you're new to doing structured training or you haven't done any structured training in a while, start with 3 intervals as part of the session, then go 4 for the next week, 5 for the next week, 6 for the next week. And this is a good way to just get that progressive overload and build that training. How many times should you be doing this session a week? Well, if you're not doing any structured training at the moment, maybe just start by doing 1 of these VO2 sessions a week, and you will really start to notice a difference in just how you feel on the bike, your fitness, and you will even start to notice that time really coming down. If you haven't done much structured training before, you may even notice if it's a slightly longer climb, you know, half a minute to a minute could eventually come off if you really start to follow this structured training approach. So yeah, that's tip number 1 for today. Really just trying to incorporate some VO2 structured work into your training. Working at those specific intensities is going to be an absolute game changer and really allow you to start to work towards improving that PB time. If you found this video useful, as always, please drop a like on it. Feel free to follow, share, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to receive our most recent content. Feel free to comment on the video as well. Would love to hear from you, and make sure you look out for tip number 2, which will be coming later this week. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy your riding.